What's up, everybody? It's your girl Nia, aka DJ Savvy, and I'm back with another story time. This one is going to be about the time that I went to 106 in Park and my experience and what happened and all this good stuff. So let's get right on into it. If you guys don't know what 106 in Park was, it was a video countdown show that showcased like the top most requested songs of the day, and it was hosted by AJ and Free at first, and then after it was like Roxy and Terrence and a group of other people in between. So I was very, very, very happy about going to this show. Now, if you grew up in the early 2000s, like, that was a show to watch. You went home, you recorded it, you wanted to like listen to B2K or Fabulous. Like, the things I was into was B2K and Fabulous and Mario and stuff like that, Chris Brown. And at the time I was reading Word Up magazine and, you know, cutting out the pictures and putting them on the wall. Like, it was really like 106 in Park was that popular. Like, people used to run home from school and watch that show. That's how popular it was. So like, when I was in like middle school and high school, it was out, but I was still a little too young to go by myself, and because I lived in upstate New York, there was no way my mom was going to take me all the way to New York City to go to 106 in Park. It was just not happening. So around like I want to say around my late freshman year of college, I actually met my boyfriend, and he lived down here in New York City. So I was like, you know what? I want to go. I really want to go. So I went online, I signed up for tickets, and I actually went. So I was so hyped. I'm like, yeah, I get to go to 106 in Park. So my boyfriend brought his cousin, Charmaine, and one of her friends, and we all went to 106 in Park. Now, I don't know if the show was ever at the address of 106 in Park, but when we went there, it was definitely not at 106
You
in
stupid.
Park. It was at some random Viacom building, like CBS Studios or something like that, where we had to go in. Like, we waited outside for like a good hour to get in. And we went through security, and then as we went to security, they put like this bright neon yellow like wristband on us that said BET, and then they whisked us away into like this like small room where they proceeded to tell us about ourselves. They basically told us not to act up, don't show your ass on TV, basically just don't fuck up, like, just don't be crazy, or else you're gonna get escorted out. And they were not playing. Like, they legit had like guys. You know what, I'll get to that later. So after we get told about ourselves, we all get in the elevator. Like, there was like every like 10 people would get in the elevator, and then they would go up, and they would get the next group of 10 people, get in the elevator, and you go up, and then we all be like, there was like these curtains around, and then we go into this small studio that had like 3 different stages and like a whole bunch of bleachers and lights, and it was just so magical. When I was in there, I'm just like, this is my first time ever in a television station, like, anywhere. So I was just so excited. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm here. I just really could not believe it. It was just like the most amazing experience that I ever had gone through at that time in my life. So I'm just like, oh my god. Like, so as they started filling everybody in, because we were actually like the last people in line, and because of that, if you're normally the last people in line, like, they sat you like on the bleachers to the immediate right. And if you're on those bleachers, that means you're not going to be on TV. Like, you get to be in the audience, like, during, like, Wild Not Wednesday segments, but you don't get to be on TV during the regular segments, which was okay with me. I was just happy to be there, and my boyfriend hated it. Like, he did not want to be there at all. But because my boyfriend's friend, cousin and her friend were in front of us, they were actually the last people to actually fit on the bleachers, so they actually moved us up to like the main stage area, and he was furious, but he wouldn't let that show, of course. So I was just excited. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not ready to be on TV. I looked a hot ass mess. You guys can find the video, and I will tell you guys who the guest was, so it'll be easy for you to find the video. But oh my god, I looked so hideous, but okay, that's later. So we're sitting up on the stage. Like, everybody else had like seats to sit in. We were actually sitting on the stage, like sitting on the side of the stage where people come in, like the guests would come in from the back, and then they were like, oh, welcome such and such, and they would come in, the camera would pan to that area. That's exactly where we were sitting. So I was like so nervous, and I'm like, okay, like, we're on TV. Now this is where we fucked up at. We came on Wildin' Out Wednesday. Now, if you guys know what Wildin' Out Wednesday is, it's the one time during the week they used to have two different things. They used to have Freestyle Friday and Wildin' Out Wednesday. Now, Freestyle Friday was when like they would have rappers come up and they would battle rap each other and stuff like that, off the dome, of course. And then Wildin' Out Wednesday, they would have like singers or rappers or dance groups or whoever come up on the stage, and basically you pick who you like out of the three. Like you got the viewers actually got to vote of who would win. So Wildin' Out Wednesday was just a whole lot of running back and forth from the main stage back to your seat and clapping and screaming. By the time I left there, I had no voice and my hands hurt like hell. But it was, like I said, it was a good experience. So first, Roxy comes out on stage, and she's very I don't know what was going on with her that day, but she was not very nice. She was really not nice to anybody that was there. She was kind of like standoffish, like to herself, and it was kind of like, ugh. Like it kind of gave me like a bad vibe. But when Terrence came out, he was very like lively, and he was like interacting with the audience, and he was like, he was just like playing around with us, and it was actually like, it was like a good mood when he was around. But Roxy was just like standoffish or whatever. So I was just like, yeah, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just, I'm just not gonna say nothing to her. Anyway, so as soon as we found out who the special guests were for the day, my boyfriend's eyes lit up. Now, when they said who the first special guest was, Jordan Sparks. We were happy, but it's like, we weren't big fans of Jordan Sparks. But that's when the movie Sparkle had just came out, and I believe Whitney Houston had just passed away, so it was like a bittersweet moment. But at the same time, they announced the next guest who was coming out, and it was Childish Gambino. And my boyfriend couldn't be more happier, because at the time he was still underground. Like, he really wasn't that popular. But we knew him because all throughout our whole college experience, we were just bumping Childish Gambino everywhere we went. So all of our friends knew all the Childish Gambino songs. Like, we knew everything off of the Camp album, and I was like, we were big fans of Childish Gambino. So we were like, bro, Childish Gambino's coming, like, oh my god. So he was like, his eyes lit up when he found out Childish Gambino was coming. So anyway, so on this particular Wildin' Out Wednesday, they had 3 different R&B singers like battling against each other. So we would have to go up to the stage like 3 different times. It was like, we sit down in our seat, we go up to the stage, we clap for them, we go back and forth, and then we had to do the same thing when Childish Gambino performed, back and forth, and it was like, I was so tired going back and forth up to the stage and then screaming and clapping, and my hands hurt, and they were like trying to make us scream louder and stuff like that. So then, like, during the commercial break, they had like this DJ who would play music, and during the commercial break, these 2 girls that were sitting on the bleachers just started dancing so nasty. And then next thing I knew, I just saw the guys, like these big like black guys wearing all black, look like just talking to their wrists, and all of a sudden those girls were like whisked out of the studio. Like, they did not play. Like, we sat there for I don't know how long getting talked to about stuff like this, and you guys still did it. So I was just like, glad it wasn't me. So so after that time of moving back and forth across the stage, like, it was kind of like winding down. Like, we would get listen to the music videos and stuff like that in between the segments. And like I said, in between the segments, Roxy and Terrence would be there, but they didn't really interact with each other. But Terrence did interact with us, so that was like extra fun. And then after that, it was time for us to go. They were like, oh, you guys don't bring out your phones, because at the end there will be plenty of time for you guys to take pictures after the show ended. Tell me why after the show ended the lights went doom 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 all the lights went out and they was just like, get out. We couldn't even get on the elevator to leave anymore. Like, they just told us, take the stairs, get out. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was so confused. I'm like, damn, they just treated us like trash. It was like, you guys are here to hype up our show, and then after the show, you know what, we used you, now leave. Like, it was just like nothing. Like, we couldn't take pictures in the studio. The studio was like pitch black. Like, it was like as soon as Roxy and Terrence left the stage, like the lights went straight out and they were just like, get out. Like, I just felt so used. I don't know. Like, I don't know if anybody else felt that way. Anybody else who's been there felt that way, but I felt so used. I was like, oh my god. So we had to take these stairs. Remember, I told you we took the elevator up, so you had to take the stairs all the way back down, and then we're just like out on the street, and like people are like happy and excited and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just felt so used. And then we just took this long train ride back home. It was just like, I didn't know how to feel afterwards. So I don't know, guys, just let me know if you guys ever went to like a television show before, or like a live TV show before, or what was your experience, because I don't know how to feel after my first experience being on TV. But now that I'm thinking about it, I felt so used. But thanks for listening, guys, and make sure you guys subscribe. That definitely helps me out. Thumbs up the video, like it, share it, do whatever you gotta do. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Take my hand, you'll like it. You don't even have to call. Yes, I've had some alcohol. I'm sorry.